Hello, this is Thaddeus, and I wanted to show the creators of Guise of the Wolf that the game will not run for me. It will not start. It won't do anything. It will simply load and cause a huge process memory increase, and then after exceeding a high amount of memory, it will crash. I will bring up Task Manager as to help show this case. I'm going to keep it minimized. As you can see, I've moved Steam to my main internal drive, which is C, Program Files 86, Steam, and it's there. I moved the game. Here are the files. You know, here's the rest of the game. It's all there. I've moved it. I've put it there so that way you know that it's in a different file other than my main drive that I use Steam, which is my E drive as seen here. They're all my internal drives. I have a terabyte that just so happens to be split amongst 3 drives, but C is the main of them all, so I downloaded it all to Steam. I even uninstalled Steam completely from my computer, which I saw in the forums from another user who claimed that they were having problems, launched the game, and I uninstalled Steam in order to replicate his solution with no results or no avail. So here I will show the game will start. It will show it's loading. It won't show any type of screen, Steam splash screen or anything. As you can see, it'll load the first half of the loading bar fairly easy. But once you go into the process, you see that the game's process starts to gradually and rapidly increase, and it continues to do so mostly up until the 600,000s, and once it's there, it generally reaches the end of the loading screen only to crash, as you can see here. And this, I've done this on multiple occasions. I've uninstalled the game. I've downloaded it from Steam's install. I've downloaded it from the install from which I got from their email getting it early. Right here, the Guise of the Wolf GTM, as you can see. As you can see here, it has the game's files and everything in order to download the setup, and they sent the key so that way I could download the game early. However, I have still not been able to play the game since then, and here's the downloaded folder for that setup. And I've used even this setup. I will even now demonstrate. I'll completely uninstall the game. In fact, I've already uninstalled the game from Steam. As you can clearly see, it's no longer even in Steam. The game itself I completely have gotten rid of, and I will delete it, and I will show you how I re-download the game. There. Now the game is completely gone. I will use Steam to reinstall it. I will use Steam to just reinstall it to the Steam drive on C yet again. It's having problems. Well, I'll use one of the other main drives, and to show, or better yet, this should be a lot easier. I will use the downloader that they send to set it up. I will run it as an administrator so that way it doesn't cause any problems. And I will install. Yes, I'm pretty sure it came up here. Alright, I will install. Go to C, Program Files, Steam. For the love of all, give me a second. Cancel installation. I'll exit Steam so that way I can give Steam administrative rights, and therefore it'll leave Steam alone. with this administrative rights, Steam, run as administrator. Alright, now Steam should have administrative rights. Now I'm going to run the setup, and we're going to install it. On the C drive as planned. And as you can see, it'll download the files. It already has the cache, the caches right here. Everything that the game contains is all right here. They provided it in a download for me. It's there. It's all there. I've re-downloaded this file more than 5 times from the same email, and not once had it stuttered or anything. Did it drop a file? It never had any errors. It downloaded completely, swiftly. And now here you see right now that it is downloading the files from the storage within the CSD and CSM files. And once it's done downloading the entire game, I'll click next, go to my finish, and I should be able to run the game either from my Steam library, or I could literally click the setup button a second time and it will show the option to play the game. But for the sake of it, I will start it from Steam, then I will show from the game setup icon, then I will go into the game's installation folder and do it from there to show that it does not work. It simply just does not start, and it causes a huge memory leak. Whatever it is that causes that memory leak is quite possibly what I think is the problem, but I can't tell because there's nothing on my computer telling me that there's something wrong. There's nothing in Steam telling me that something's wrong with Steam. If there's ever a problem with Steam, there's at least some type of error message. If there's an error with Steam launching a game, Steam will tell me that there's an error and that they cannot launch the game. So let's go from the Steam aspect of it. As you can see, I've just reinstalled the game, so it says play now. So let's click on it. And here's the Vorg Orbis download, which I cancel because I already have Vorg Orbis. And as you see, the game downloads, gets halfway yet again, and as you can see here, the process for the game continues to just drastically build. It just continues to skyrocket, and then it'll get to some 600,000 and then it'll crash just for no reason. It doesn't even give me the game. I could understand if it at least crashed within the game, then I could know there's something I've done wrong within the game, but it'll always get somewhere within the 600,000s in the memory process here, and then it'll just crash, and that'll be it. Close the program. We go to the game's setup folder, same exe. It'll ask me that, and now it has the option to play the game. If I click reinstall, it'll verify the game's cache in Steam. And verifying the game's cache, as you can see as it'll do it so far, will always come up successful. The files for the game are there. For some reason, it just won't start. You can see it's loading up the game's cache fairly fast. And usually whenever I have a problem with Steam games that don't have a file or missing files, it tends to take its time a bit. Now that could just be, you know, just random occurrences maybe, but I kind of figure it's a pattern, and it doesn't seem to take its time. It knows the files are there. It skims through them. So it's taking a lot shorter time because there's nothing to find. Yet I can still not play the game. It's a mystery. I'm going to wait until it's done verifying these files, and once it's done verifying these files, I'll show you that the game will still not start up even from the setup and directly from the games folder. Alright, as you can see, the games files successfully validated. They are all there. There's nothing missing or something. I don't know. But now I'll click play Guise of the Wolf. And as you can see, it'll ask me again, direct show Vorg Orbis. Now my first few times downloading the game, I clicked yes. And when downloading it, it would literally skip all of the files that the download would include. It wouldn't install any of the codec. Now, I believe it was because I already had them. But even then, usually whenever I have a codec or any type of download that downloads the same files that I already have or already exist on my computer, it will tell me that they do and that I don't need it. Or it will tell me that I have them and whether or not I either want to repair them or replace them. And it does none of that. It simply skims through its download. In fact, I'll test it out on the try after this. So once it comes up finally, I will click yes to the Vorbis or org Vorbis download for the extra codecs needed for it. And even then, it will not change the fact that the game will not start. So as you can see here, again, memory skyrocketing. You see it's loading still. I can click on it. It does nothing. Right clicking, left clicking, it literally does nothing. And as you can see, even here, you just watch it. And it gets into the 600s yet again. Wait for it. The CPU usage also goes up drastically. It's already done loading, yet it just continues to push process space, and it crashes. And as I notice, it crashes at the same interval, at the same amount of process, and it stops working. There's nothing I can do at this point. I can't check for an online solution because when I try to, it simply just closes because it doesn't know a solution for it. It doesn't just seem to find one. And so now I'll go directly to the games folder, which should be here. Steam apps, common, Guise of the Wolf, and there it is. Here you have the game. I've literally uninstalled Steam and all of my games just to see would it run. So this is the only game I have on Steam. I don't even have any of my Steam skins, my user data. I backed it all up in another area, but right now technically Steam only has this game and this game only installed. None of my other games are installed, no other programs, no other files, nothing. Nothing has changed. It is base Steam and the game. And as I click here, it will bring it up. That time it didn't even ask me for the org Vorbis download, and it doesn't. It just does what it does the first two times. It loads, gets an increasingly high process. There's literally nothing I can do about it, as you can see, and its CPU usage just continues to drastically skyrocket, and then it grows and grows and grows and gets to the top and then crashes. This time with a lot more memory. Well, with a little more memory than the first two times.